What if I told you that one of the most common things parents say to stop a meltdown is actually the reason the meltdowns keep coming back bigger and more intense? But before I tell you that, I want to ask you something. And I want you to be honest with yourself. When your child is crying, really crying, like throwing themselves on the ground, yelling hurtful things, what's your first instinct? Not what do you wish it was. Not what do you know you're supposed to do in that moment. Your actual automatic gut level instinct. For most parents, it's this: make it stop. And so we say things like, you're okay, calm down, it's not a big deal, stop crying. And we mean it kindly, we genuinely do. But the truth is, telling your child to calm down doesn't teach them to calm down. It teaches them that their emotions are a problem. And a child who learns their emotions are a problem, well, they don't have fewer meltdowns. They have more meltdowns. They have bigger ones. And they have ones that seem to come out of nowhere because everything's been building up underneath the surface, right where you can't see it, like a volcano ready to explode. That's what this video is all about. Not making you feel guilty. You're already carrying enough of that, as all of us parents are, probably way more of it than you need to. But giving you something to really replace it with, because you deserve to know this, and so does your kid. So stay with me because I'm going to show you exactly where this pattern comes from, why it's making behaviors worse and not better, and what to do instead. Before we dive in, if you are brand new here, welcome. I'm Cindy Macmillan, a child therapist with over 19 years of experience and a mom of two. I help parents break the cycles of yelling, reactivity, and exhaustion and actually build the connections and regulations they've always wanted at home. It's real, it's practical, and it absolutely works. I have a free resource called the Reflective Parent Pause, and it's the perfect place to start if you feel like you've tried everything and nothing sticks. The link is in the description below, so go grab it after this video. Okay, let's get into it. I want to take you back for a second, not to your child's last meltdown, to yours when you were a kid and you cried. What happened? When you got angry, where did that go? What were you told? When you were scared, were you allowed to say so? Look, most of us grew up in households where the emotional rule book was unspoken but very, very clear. Certain feelings were acceptable and others were not. And we didn't get a vote in this. So we adapted. We learned to deal and we learned to push things down or to hold it together. And we actually got really good at it, which is amazing.
Oh, how was your day at school?
Fine.
Good.
That was probably you. And it was lots of the parents that I work with in therapy. And it wasn't because your parents were bad people. They were doing what they were taught, which was keep moving, don't make a fuss. Emotions are inconvenient. But here's the thing, those suppressed emotions, they didn't disappear. They went somewhere. And now, when your child explodes, something in your body reacts. It's not just their meltdown you're managing, it's every feeling you were told not to have. That's the automatic reaction. That tightening in your chest, that flash of rage or panic or shame, that's old wounds talking, not you. Okay, so here's where it gets really important because I know your instinct is to help your child calm down, to make the crying stop, and to move past the meltdown as quickly as possible. Because don't we all really want to do that? And that comes from a place of love. But the strategy it usually produces, it backfires. And here's why. When you say stop crying, it's not a big deal. What your child's nervous system actually hears is your feelings are wrong. You are too much. I can't handle you. So think about what that does over time. Oh, it broke. Oh, it's okay. You have so many toys. Stop crying. Yeah, it's just a toy. You hardly played with it. Just stop crying. Would you stop already? Oh, it broke. You're really sad. That's so disappointing. I know, that's a really hard feeling. In that example, same child, same situation, completely different outcomes. It's like that scene from Inside Out when Bing Bong's rocket gets thrown in the dump. Joy comes in and she pushes Bing Bong to move on, tries to distract him with funny faces and making him laugh, but it doesn't work. Bing Bong can't move on from his feelings. Not until sadness comes in and shows him empathy and understanding, allows him to have his emotions, does Bing Bong really feel ready to move on? So, when emotions are dismissed, especially repeatedly, three things happen that make everything harder. First, kids don't learn to regulate, they learn to shut down or to blow up. There's no middle ground because no one taught them there could be one. Second, they lose access to their own emotional vocabulary. They can't tell you what's wrong because they genuinely don't know. Their internal signals have been muffled. And third, and this one surprises most parents, their tolerance for discomfort actually gets lower, not higher. Because every time they felt something hard and it was taken away or minimized or distracted, they never had the chance to practice sitting with it and surviving through it. So, next time something small happens, they have zero capacity. And it looks like a massive overreaction to a small situation. But it's not. It's a tank that was never allowed to fill up. I want to draw a distinction that I think changes everything when parents really understand it. There's emotional processing, and this is what happens when a child feels something big, has a safe adult present, and then is allowed to move through the feeling and come out the other side. They cried, they were held, either literally or emotionally. They regulated, they moved on. Kinda like what sadness does for Bing Bong in Inside Out. And here's the key, they built something during that moment, a neural pathway that says hard feelings are survivable. I can handle this. I won't fall apart. On the other hand, is emotional shutdown. The crying stopped, but not because they're okay. It stopped because it wasn't safe to keep going. Maybe the parent got frustrated. Maybe they got sent to their room. Maybe they were offered a distraction. The feeling didn't go anywhere, it got stored, and it will come back, usually at the most inconvenient time, often bigger than before. Now, I want to pause here and say we do this all the time at one time or another. The key here is consistency. You don't want to shut it down consistently. You want to look at processing it more often than not. Now, I understand there's times where that's not going to be possible. And the best route is to distract. That's okay. You're not going to damage your child by distracting them once or twice. It's consistency we're talking about. If every time an emotion comes up, you're shutting it down, this is a problem. So, no processing means no release, and no release means no regulation. And then no regulation means the thing that set them off will seem completely random to you. Okay, so what does this actually look like in real life? Because I know you're not here for theory. You're here for what to do at 5:47 p.m. on a Tuesday when your child is losing it over dinner. Well, you can grab the Big Feelings roadmap in the description below, which walks you through this plus way more. So, you want to do three main things. So, first, you want to notice your body. Before you say anything to your child, check in with yourself. Where do you feel the urgency to fix it or shut it down? That awareness, even for 3 seconds, creates a gap between a stimulus and a response, right? That gap is where parenting lives. Next, you want to name what you see. You don't have to solve the emotion, you just have to name it. You're feeling really frustrated. That felt so unfair. You're disappointed. That's it. Naming the emotion actually helps the nervous system begin to regulate. And there's brain science behind this. There's research about name it to tame it. Next, you want to stay and don't fix it. Resist the urge to jump to a solution. Here's what we can do instead is often way too fast. Your presence in the feeling is the intervention. You don't have to like the emotion. You just have to survive it. That's it. That's connected parenting in action. Not perfect, not Pinterest worthy, just present. And to get more, grab the big feelings roadmap because it goes into more detail. If you've been trying to get rid of your child's emotions, either by minimizing them, distracting from them, or reacting to them, I want you to know you have been doing the best you could with what you were taught. But now you know something different. And that changes things. And if this video helped you, please share it with one parent who needs it. That's how we change things, one family at a time.